Shalom, 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 Yasha'Allah, this your boy, Brother Shamu'Allah, back at you with another quick edifying video. Today's lesson is going to be called, A Good Name is Rather to be Chosen Than Great Riches. Right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Halal, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. That's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahawah, and his only begotten Son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahawashi, right? And the Holy Spirit, which is the Rawchaa. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who have ruled well through the Spirit and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days, and has pushed this gospel and this truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom. Another mighty shalom to all you Akim out there laboring on the highways and hedges and on the unicorn, which is this internet, pushing this 100% doctrine, this 100% truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom. Like I said, today's lesson is going to be called, A Good Name is Rather to be Chosen Than Great Riches. All right. In this society, that we live in, it's pushed onto us, that to have money is everything, and we see our people, man, Jake and Eve, right? You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and you the diaspora, all you do, are people run around and they're chasing this money, right? There's this obsession and love of money, Now, before I start, let me see. Let's go to Ecclesiastes, right? Ecclesiastes 7 in verse number 12, it says, For wisdom is a defense and money is a defense, right? But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. All right. Money is a defense, right? You need money in order to operate and do things in this society, right? But it's that love of money, that is on the spirit of our people, right? That love of money is what drives many of our people, and the scriptures tell you, right? Proverbs 22:1, it says, A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. It says, and loving favor rather than silver and gold. It says, the rich and poor meet together, and Yahawashi is the maker of them all. Right? When you read the NLT, it says, choose a good reputation over great riches. Right? Being held in high esteem is better than silver or gold. It says the rich and poor have this in common, and Yahawashi made them both. Right? It's better to have a good name and reputation than to have many riches. You have a name, that is respected over, you having all this money and truly hated, because of the ways and the things that you have gotten it. And that's the thing, this society pushes it and makes it an obsession on our people, right? And they push it in the music, they push it in our movies. They constantly pushing this, and then people grow up and that's their whole mentality, is money over this, money over that, if it ain't about money, you know what I'm saying? Like this, it's all the obsession and the love of money, and, the scriptures tell you in the book of Mark, is it Mark? Let's see, Mark 8 and let's see, Salakia. Did I pass it up? Let's see. Salakia. Okay, let's jump down. Right. Let's see. Verse number 36. This is Mark chapter 8, verse 36. It says, "For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?" Right? What shall a man give in exchange for his soul? And many people have given, and sold, just their whole, their integrity, their whole, morals, just for some money, just for some money, right? Let me see. Let's get this real quick. Let's go to the book of Sirach, right? Or Ecclesiasticus, right? Chapter 10 and verse 9. And like I said, this society, it pushes this whole mentality of, money over everything, and men, they'll go out of their way, to try. They'll backstab, they'll backdoor folk. They'll do anything they can to get that money at the end of the day, This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 and verse 9. It says, "Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such a one setteth his own soul to sale, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels." Right? All his morals, right? He'll for $1,000,000, this man will go and wear a dress, in a movie, right? Just for some money. "Oh, I'm just doing it for money." Yeah, okay. And then, you do a little something else for some money, and next thing you know, you on a tape, with the diddler, because you didn't cast out all your morals and values for a piece of paper, man, right? For some pieces of paper that ultimately don't even mean anything, that's ultimately that's about to be done away with, right? When they go into this digital, when they go into this MOTB, right? This mark, right? You're gonna understand all that stuff that you was doing was irrelevant and meaningless. All right. But even then, men are still gonna try to cast away all their morals and values just to stay in this society, right? And they don't understand they're doing all these things trying to to make all this money, and it's for what? Like, what is the value, right? Scriptures tell you. Let's go to it. Let's go to the book of Matthew, right? 6 and verse number 24, right? It says, "No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve the Most High and Mammon." Okay? You have to choose, You have to choose what you're going to choose. Are you choosing money? You choosing to cast away everything, for some, some pieces of paper, right? That were cut from trees, you know? That's what you're out here chasing. That's what your life existence is about, On the NLT, it says, "No one can serve two masters, for you will hate one and love the other. You will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve both the Most High, right, the Heavenly Father, Yahawah, and money, right? You have to choose. You have to make a choice, right? And like we said, we know money, is a defense. Money is needed in other, but you can't love this stuff, man. And society has made people love this. They're in love with money, They're in love with money, right? And they will do anything, for it. They will kill, steal, rob, for it. Right. And that's not the mentality, even in this society, just trying to, you're working, trying to make all this money, and then really you're just in a what we call it, a hamster wheel, right? What is that? Proverbs 23, right? Proverbs 23, and let's see, Salakia 23 and 4, right? It says, Proverbs chapter 23 verse 4, it says, labor not to be rich. It says, cease from thine own wisdom. Okay. It says, will thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven. Okay. Let's read that in the NLT. It says, don't wear yourself out trying to get rich, right? And you got people, man, I'm gonna work, I'm gonna work, 24 hours straight, so I can get this bag and get this money and do this, and get myself ahead. And all of a sudden, you find yourself in the same predicament. You find yourself back in the same predicament because it's really, this place is set up as a hamster's wheel. It'll show you, the money, right? You'll get your check, and all of a sudden you'll look at it, you'll be like, well, damn, hold on, I worked all this, because now, because you've made more, they taking more out of your check. Now you really just get it. You're really starting back at square one. You'll be chasing all this money, trying to do all this stuff, trying to think you're gonna come ahead. And at the end of the day, you wind up either even or behind, and it took all the taxes out, it's different things, and this is how this society is. So people are constantly chasing this thing, right? So let's read it again in the NLT. It says, don't wear yourself out trying to get rich. Be wise enough to know when to quit. In the blink of an eye, wealth disappears, for it will sprout wings and fly away like an eagle, right? When you go to the book of, what is that? Haggai 1 and verse number 6, it says, ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. It says, and he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes. All right. The NLT says, you have planted much, but harvest little. Ye eat, but are not satisfied. Ye drink, but are still thirsty. Ye put on clothes, but cannot keep warm. Your wages disappear as though you are putting them in pockets filled with holes, right? And this whole society is set up with that, right? As soon as you think you coming up, you got to come up, right? There's always a way to filter out that money from you. You think you get all this money, right? And all of a sudden what happens? Rent is due, bills, your car messes up. It's always something, right? And the way this society is set up, especially like now in this times, right? They have all these different little, wicked, folly days that they get people trapped in. And now, from now until the end of their so-called New Year, people are just staying broke. They're just trying to survive, but they want to, live this life according to, Esau's ways, man, right? And they're going to do anything to try to maintain that, You'll go in and try to spend all this money on one day for one meal when you could be using that to continue to survive in this place, in this captivity, right? You'll try to spend all your money, for all these meaningless things that are not going to mean something. You want to put something under, a tree and do all this different stuff. Right. And at the end of the day, none of that stuff gets messed with, played with, and you spend all your money and now you're broke And now you're looking to see where your next meal is coming from, right? Because this place is set up for you to continuously be behind, right? That's why you shouldn't try to chase riches, right? And stop trying to chase after, the ways of this man, Esau, right? These top banker families, they have enough money to make that everybody could be all right? If they could give everybody, they got trillions of dollars, right? And here you are trying to chase this little stuff and chase the little hamster wheel for, basically crumbs, basically crumbs. And that's what that, the parable of Lazarus is going into, We're out here trying to chase the crumbs of the rich man, in this society, and it is to no end. All right. Let's go to 1 Timothy 6, right? And let's go to verse 6, right? 1 Timothy 6 and verse 6, it says, "But godliness with contentment is great gain." It says, "For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain that we can carry nothing out." It says, "And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and to many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition." Right? It says, "For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows." At the end of the day, you look at all these people who have chased the bag, have chased all this money, right? And they look at their life and they realize that they're miserable, right? And all that stuff that they've been doing and chasing, right, was meaningless, right? You see it all the time, right? What do? They turn to drugs, right? Eventually they, a lot of them end up, offering themselves, right? Because they realize that everything that they have done, the people that they have got over with, hurt, killed, murdered, robbed, whatever it was, at the end of the day, it was meaningless, It was meaningless at the end of the day. They were literally a hamster in a wheel trying to chase this money and this dream in this society, And our people gotta, they gotta wake up, right? And the Lord is about to strip all that, right? The Lord is about to take, this whole money system and scheme away, right? And He's gonna go into digital, right? And there's still gonna be people trying to chase that hamster wheel, right? In Revelation 13:16, right? Not understanding that, they're basically running themselves into destruction, right? They're running themselves into destruction. They're trying to run and chase this place, right? When that MOTB comes, guess what? That wheel is actually going to start moving, but it's going to be headed right into the fire and destruction. You think that you finally got it and made it, and guess what? Ultimately you're leading yourself straight to destruction. All right. Let's read in the NLT. 1 Timothy 6 and 6, it says, "Yet true godliness with contentment is itself great wealth." It says, "After all, we brought nothing with us when we came into the world, and we cannot take anything with us when we leave it." It says, "So if we have enough food and clothing, let us be content." It says, "But people who long to be rich fall into temptation and are trapped by many foolish and harmful desires that plunge them into ruin and destruction." And we see that, right? We see that with these celebrities, We see that with, these music industry people and, and sports, athlete, all this stuff, man. You see the ways, right? And people see it and they look at it and they like, man, I want to be like that, right? But you don't understand the things and the heartache that these people are going to, Matter of fact, I want to get this. What's this? Revelation 2. Yahawashi talked about that. Let's see. Salakia. Just trying to find it real quick. I think it might be Revelation 3, Salakia. Right, he was talking to one of the churches, and he was telling them, let's see. Here we go. Salakia, did I pass it up? Salakia, yeah. Okay, Salakia. This is Revelation chapter 3 and verse 15, right? This is why we have to be rich in the faith, man. Rich in this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? We should be desiring to have a good name and reputation rather than wealth, right? Like we talked about in the beginning. So it says, I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would that thou were cold or hot. It says, so then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of thy mouth. It says, because thou sayest, I am rich and increased with goods and have need of nothing, and knowest not that thou art wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked, right? That's ultimately what you are, right? A lot of these folks who have this money, you know, they're miserable, man. They're wretched, right? They're poor in the spirit, right? They're spiritually blind. Right? They're naked because guess what? All their sins are being exposed. And we see that right now. You know? With this with all this little scandal stuff going on. You know, at the end of the day. You know? And that's why a good reputation, right, is far better, you know, than money. You know? Someone who has integrity, who has this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is far more better than silver and gold. Right? But our people want to chase the things of this world, which are going to be destroyed, you know, which are ultimately going to be destroyed at the end of the day. All right. Got one more. I'm going to close it out. Salakia. Let me see. Salakia. Oh, let's go to the book of Proverbs. Again, Proverbs 30. Right. Matter of fact, let's go to the book of James real quick. Go to the book of James 2 and verse number 5. It says, hearken, my brethren, my beloved brethren, have not the Most High chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith, and heirs of the kingdom, which he hath promised to them that love him? Right? NOT says, listen to me, dear brothers and sisters. Hasn't the Most High chosen the poor in this world to be rich in faith? Aren't they the ones who will inherit the kingdom he promised to those who love him? Right? It says, but ye have despised the poor. It says, do not the rich man oppress you and draw you before the judgment seats? Right? NLT says, but you dishonor the poor. Isn't it the rich who oppress you and drag you into court? Right? And that's the thing, man. You know, trying to shake out every nickel and dime out of you, man. Right? Because the rich just want to get richer. Right? And you're trying to chase something and they're just dangling it over and making you think that you can get it. And you can't get it. You can't get it. You think because they gave you $1 million that you're doing something in this world, right? And these people are trillionaires. These people are moving things behind the scenes. You thinking that because they gave you a little bit and that they won't take it away? How many examples have we seen of that? Where people have got all these riches, especially Jake, and what happened? These athletes, and what happens? They get all this money, and if they don't do something they don't like, hey, they take it away. Right? They take it away. This is Proverbs chapter 30 and verse number 7, right? It says, 2 things have I required of thee, deny me them not before I die. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me, lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my heavenly Father in vain. Right? When you read it in the NLT, verse 7, Proverbs 30 and 7, it says, O Most High, I beg 2 favors from you. Let me have them before I die. First, help me never to tell a lie. It says, second, give me neither poverty nor riches. Give me just enough to satisfy my needs. For if I grow rich, I may deny you and say, who is Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi? And if I am too poor, I may steal and thus insult the Most High's holy name. Right? And that's ultimately what we want, just enough to maintain, to be able to take care, use that money as a defense, to be able to pay your rent, to be able to pay the different things, right? This is a captivity, right? You shouldn't be looking to live all, scrumptiously in this society, man, right? Because ultimately you're going to find yourself in that hamster wheel trying to chase something, and you just continue it, they're dangling it right in front of you and telling you it's right there, just go and grab it. And you continue to chase it until you die, man. Right? So ultimately, understand, that, let's go back to it. Proverbs 22 and verse 1, it says, a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold. Those are true statements, from these scriptures. So Lord's will, this was edifying, right? With that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, call Halal Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Qadash, right? Peace and blessings to the elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad, a mighty shalom to the 144,000 men, and to the rest of the elect. Stay diligent, stay focused, right? Keep praying for one another, right? And stay diligent, right? And continue, to try to choose a good name and reputation. That's a man of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, right? Or a woman of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, right? Those are ones who have that good reputation, who keep this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in the first and foremost part of their mind. All right. With that, I want to say shalom.